Hello, hello, hello. We continue with our stroll, our breezy stroll through the discography of Pulp to their sixth studio album. This is Hardcore, released 30th of March 1998. A whopping 69 minutes 49 seconds long, though that's a bit misleading. Again, produced by Chris Thomas, so we have the Roxy link. We also have the artwork. The artwork's interesting, we'll talk about that first. The sleeve was deemed controversial, and I think it even got banned. It even got banned on the underground. It's directed by Peter Saville. I mean, again, he worked with Roxy, that band, Peter Gabriel, Gay Dad the next year, and John Curran, I think, was the responsible for the imagery therein. And again, it plays into the title. This is hardcore. It can mean two things. It's a double meaning. Well, this is hardcore. When something is hardcore, it's intense. It's the nitty-gritty. It's the truth, But it also can refer to pornography, and the imagery in the sleeve, which we'll look at when I open it all up, is taken from it looks like it's a pseudo porn shoot, and this was deemed as sexist and whatever. But again, it almost echoes the sleeve art of Roxy Music in the 70s. If you look at some of their sleeves, So I thought it was, again, I got it at the time. I understood where they were coming from. This is a very different album from the previous one. This is very different from different class. Different class. This is the Come Down album, and indeed, this is hardcore. This is the band cracking. This is, the Fear, which opens the album, is again cocaine and coca, a heady mix. Again, there are addictions, and this is what this is. This is the come down. This is the aftermath of the big party. And again, that's almost what the sleeve is like. It's the afterwards. This is the result. This is the end. This is the money shot. And the Fear illustrates that. Again, I like it. I like this album for its darkness. I like it the fact that it isn't, all spangly. Oh, there is a spangly song on there. But yeah, here comes the Fear again. A monkey's built a house on your back. Again, that's an old reference to addiction and whatever. But yeah, we're going in dark, and then we go mundane with dishes. I'm not Jesus Christ, though we share the same initials. I'm the guy that stays at home and does the dishes. And again, it's about, oh look, I'm normal, and I've done all this, but I'm still that guy who has to get the egg stains off the plates. And it's a good. Again, you've got to see this album as almost a reflection of the previous one. Whereas it was all, this is happening, and it's like, no, this is the real truth. Party Hard, which I don't know, it's always been a favourite of mine. I really loved the video as well, with the dancing girls with the dogs' faces on their t-shirts, which always captivate me. What does it mean? But it's the best song that Bowie never recorded, because you got Bowie in there and Scott Walker again with the delivery, and then you've got the weird kind of hip hop, stabs, and the vocoder. I just love it. I just love it. It just comes out of nowhere. But again, I like the idea of, again, party hard. I think the cocaine had affected Cocker, and he's listening again in the expanded version of this. There was a song called My Erection, and I do believe that a lot of the lyrics in this album were written by Cocker's cock because of the cocaine. And then we get to the This Is Hardcore track, which is again a complete departure from. Oh no, I've jumped one. Help the Aged. Whoops. Help the Aged. Another great song about isolation about, we talk about inclusivity. This is what we get, in this world we talk about inclusivity, but there are some people in our society who will never be included, and they are the old people, because they're old. We don't want them. Do you know why? Because they've got experience. They're the guys that go, yeah, you might not want to do that. Oh, don't listen to them. But you've got to remember, all the old people did all the crazy shit when they were young, and then, and so that's why young people never want to listen to old people, and we push them to the side. And then there's the disabled, we don't want those. We're not going to include those because you're different to us. You're not the same as us, and we resent you for it. We don't want to look at that, And so, age discrimination and discrimination on disability will always be a thing, and will never truly be overcome. And again, when you ever get to 50, and you try and get a job at 50, at my age, it's really bloody hard. So that's why I'm doing this. Don't forget to like this video and share it, and send me your money. And then we go into This Is Hardcore, which is a complete departure for the band musically. It's like a seedy lounge song. Again, what is it about? Making home porn. Let's star in our own porn. Again, at this time, handheld cameras were a big thing. We had the technology in the 80s, but I remember in the 90s that the DV cam and everything really became a big thing. And what do people do? They don't video their holidays or christenings or important. They make their own porn. This predicted OnlyFans and the current situation we're in. This was a bit far ahead, because again, this was just slightly before the internet really grabbed hold. But it also kind of deals with the normalisation and the mainstream of hardcore pornography. That's all gone mainstream now, and it's affected everybody without even realising it, because there's a certain expectation in there's certain sexual expectations now that have been fed directly by hardcore pornography. And there's going to be lots of people in therapy in the future. We move on to TV movie. Again, he's feeling sorry for himself. It's one of those songs. Again, a TV movie. There's a song called Bad Cover Version on the next album, but a TV movie, just the title of it means it's not quite good enough. Because you've got a movie is a movie, but a TV movie is something that's made for television. Right? It's a lesser thing, and so Cocker's very clever when he uses this. You see, I'm a movie made for TV. Bad dialogue, bad acting, no interest. Too long, no story, and no sex. You see, again, Cock wrote the lyrics to this again. Then we go to A Little Soul, which again touched me deeply. Because it's about his father leaving, because his father left when he was 7. Again, that echoes my experience, and I don't think people can really understand the profound effect it has, especially because again he's around the same time as mine, and back in those days, being a single parent family was an absolute social stigma and anathema, and then that was the 70s. And then in the 80s, it was single parent families were responsible for all the crime. The Tories wanted us, blamed us for everything. And it weighed hard. It did really, really weigh hard on me. And we have it here, I've only got a little soul, because inside you're still the boy. You're still the damaged little boy that, that was created when your father left. Oh, got a bit personal there. And then the next track, Seductive Barry, Name a Cherry turns up, do some singing. Seductive Barry, just again he's playing with the idea. Barry's just such a normal name, in the UK. If someone's Barry, they're uncool. They're not Mr. Loverman. But this is the story of Seductive Barry. But again, it's about expectation and things sometimes working out, sometimes not. Sylvia, again, this is another one about someone not being the person that they wanted. Again, it's this thing about expectation and disappointment. There's a lot of that on this record. And again, he's touched on this before about, oh, you know, I only went with her because she looked like you. And Sylvia's kind of an extension of that. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a big fan. It's all right, I'm not necessarily a big fan of it. Glory Days. Again, this is the thing about, you know, I always say you don't know the good times until you hit the bad, you know, and this is this thing about these are our glory days, and we all know, you know, when the best time. Do we all know when the best times are? I don't know, but you know, but this fella, even though things seem to be bad, he's still hanging on to the idea that, you know, now this is the glory days. Again, I suppose in a way it is, because we're still alive, we still have a pulse, there's still another sunrise. And then we end with The Day After the Revolution, which I always took it to be a song about the Labour government getting in, you know, because in '97 Mr Blair, you know, came to power and swept away the Conservatives, and turned out to be just as bad. Hey, we'll get rid of free university education for those that need it. We're going to make everybody pay for it. And now look at the state the universities are in. Thanks, Tony. And also, Mr Blair sold off bits of the NHS without everyone even knowing. Thanks, Tony. And let's not get started on the illegal wars. Thanks, Tony. You wonder why I'm the bitter, cynical, jaded person that I am. And yeah, again, it's all about everything being kind of finished. I think, again, he realised that even though the revolution was televised, it's over. And it's all kind of finished now. Everything's finished. And he mentioned Bergerac. He says Bergerac is over, indeed, and The Hangover is over. And again, it's the end of the album, and it's almost like he's saying goodbye to, you know, all the troubles as well. It's a really good end to an album. You know, again, I often go on about finales, but this is a good finale to a record. The only thing is there's like a, I don't know if it was would it have been a lock groove on the record, but on the CD there was like 15 minutes of, you know, synth noise, so that's why the album's so long, because we wanted to fill the CD for some reason. But over the years I've really enjoyed this record, and again I enjoy it more than Different Class. It's funny how it goes. At the time I don't think I was as much into it, because I think, again, I don't know if I was kind of expecting Different Class 2. Maybe it's because I had to go through all the things I've been through, like, you know, getting made redundant and, you know, things falling apart, to really appreciate the album, because at that time, you know, I've had losses, but not the losses that I have now. So again, age makes you appreciate the album a lot better, a lot more. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really strong album, and they do a good job. You know, whereas like Radiohead followed OK Computer with Kid A, this is a logical step, I think, from Different Class. So let's have a look at the release. So here we go. It's a double, because you've got to fit all that synth noise into the back, haven't you? Obviously, like I say, it's like a porn shoot in a hotel. That's what there's a thought that something might be going on. You know, something under the surface that's happening. You see, and the band looks kind of disconnected from it. But yeah, I think it's a really cool, interesting album. Anyway, hopefully this has been interesting for you. If it hasn't, there's not a lot I can do about that. And yeah, join me for the finale, for the last one, which is coming soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. There's only one more thing left to say. By now you should definitely know what that is. That is ta-da.